Hi everyone and welcome back. Okay, so today I'm going to be drawing a masterpiece painting, oil painting, of John Constable's Flatford Mill. Now I'm going to be doing it in graphite, obviously, and the paper that I'm working on is larger than I usually work on. This is A3. I just had to trim down about an inch off of the end of it to make it fit the aperture of the painting. So the paper I'm using is my usual Daily Rowney smooth heavyweight paper, but it's just in the A3 size. The original oil painting is more or less 5 foot square, so it's going to be quite a challenging drawing to do, to scale it down and still get that vast amount of detail in there that Constable got in his oil painting. Now I have done this sort of thing before. I have done one of John Constable's paintings before in graphite. I drew the Hayway about 2 years ago, I think it was. There is a video for that on YouTube, and I'll leave a link for that in the description below if you're interested. Now just a quick word about copyrights. John Constable painted this way back in the 1800s, so there's no copyright on this anymore. Once a painting or drawing is over, I think it's 75 years, or in some cases 90 years, when it's as old as that, it's free to use in the public domain, so there's no copyright on it whatsoever. Now I'm sure some of you will ask how long it took me to do this drawing. Well, I've been doing it over the past 6 months actually, but it's not taken me a solid 6 months to draw this. I've been running it in as a background project to all the other stuff that I do on Patreon. You know, I didn't have time to sit down and do this from start to finish all in one go. It was just one of those things I was kind of doing in my spare time, in between all the other watercolours and graphite drawings that I've been doing for Patreon and YouTube. But I didn't actually time this, but I estimate it to be, well, it's most certainly over 100 hours. I'm sort of guessing it's probably nearer the 150 hour mark, total drawing time and observing time and all of that kind of stuff, you know, from start to finish to complete this drawing. So quite a long time. It wasn't without its hurdles, that's for sure. I mean, it's not an easy scene to draw at all. In fact, it's most definitely the hardest drawing that I've ever done. Definitely the most challenging, but certainly one of the drawings where I've probably learnt the most. It's been a real learning curve for me, and it's been really fun and enjoyable. I mean, I do like a challenge, and I think I was just about on my limit with this one. This really was a challenge, but I'm really glad I've done it, because once you've tackled a drawing like this, you feel like you can draw anything. You know, you really do get a boost of confidence, and you feel like there's nothing that you can't draw. I mean, that might sound very sort of arrogant, I guess, but I didn't sort of mean it in that way. It's just a case of pictures that you've seen that you think, I'd never be able to draw that. When you actually have a go at them and you break them down into small steps and use grid methods and you take your time, you'll be surprised at what you can actually achieve just by thinking about it the right way. So it's not a case of, oh look what I've just drawn, you know, I can draw anything now. No, it's not that at all. It's a case of learning that you know, fear is your biggest enemy when it comes to things like this. And I'm not going to lie, I was a bit scared to take this on. But it's a scene that I've always wanted to do, and I thought, well, I'm not going to let fear dictate to me that I can't do this. I'm going to charge full steam ahead and just go for it. You know, what's the worst that can happen? I waste a piece of paper? Big deal, you know? There's nothing to worry about, is it? You know, but the rewards, on the other hand, are far greater. You know, if you succeed at something like this, you've got a lovely picture to show for it. You've got all the experience that you've gained from doing something like this. And not only that, you get a closer understanding as well as how the old masters used to work. John Constable, well, it's no secret, John Constable is my favourite landscape artist, which is a strange thing because he paints in oils. I used to paint in oils. I don't paint in oils anymore. It's mostly graphite and watercolour now. But nonetheless, he's still my favourite artist purely because of the scenes that he paints and just the way in which he designs his pictures. You know, that bygone era of those kind of old-fashioned times when everything seemed better, you know. I just find him a really fascinating artist, and I'm often on the internet looking through his old sketchbooks that are online, looking at his masterpieces and all his paintings, all his sketches and everything. And just as a man, you know, alone, an artist on his own, he's just somebody that fascinates me, because back in the day, you know, landscape paintings were kind of frowned upon. They weren't really considered art, you know. Galleries wouldn't take them on. Art critics used to tear them to pieces, you know. If it wasn't painting, you know, portraits or religious paintings, or anything like that, it just wasn't acceptable, you know, back in the day. And that's one of the reasons why I admire Constable. You know, he didn't sell out. He didn't just start painting portraits, religious scenes and things like that just to sell his paintings. He stayed true to his path, and he carried on painting landscapes. And in my opinion, some of the best landscape paintings ever painted. And that's why, you know, I respect John Constable a lot, you know, for staying true to his path and producing these wonderful paintings. Now, what you're actually seeing on the video there, it looks very light and very washed out. It's not actually true to the tones that are in real life in the drawing. When I post the photo at the end of the finished drawing, that'll be closer to the tones that the drawing actually are. I'm working under a very strong LED light, you know, to draw this, and it kind of washes the tones out a little bit. And if you've ever tried to film or take a photo of a graphite drawing, you'll realise just how difficult it actually is. You've got to get the angles spot on so that it doesn't pick up any glare or anything like this. And I noticed that because I'm working on a larger format with this, you know, I'm having to have the light closer to the drawing to kind of cover the drawing, and it's just kind of blowing the tones out. You know, it's such a large piece of white paper there that I'm getting a lot of light bouncing off it and everything, so it's probably not making for the best video, but hopefully, you know, you can appreciate the drawing, you know, at the end when I post a photo of it there. And also, there's 24 lessons to accompany this, 24 other videos to accompany this on my Patreon channel, all with narration in real time. So if you fancy having a go at this one, just pop along to Patreon and sign up there. It only costs $4 a month, and you'll get access to hundreds of drawing tutorials, watercolour tutorials, mixed media tutorials, tips and techniques videos, Q&A videos, vlogs. There's a sketchbook corner series that I'm running now, which is aimed at people that haven't got much time to take on these, you know, big long drawings like this, and for beginners as well. You know, nice quick sort of half an hour to an hour and a half type drawings done on an A5 sketchbook. There's a new series over on Patreon about that. So yeah, it'd be fantastic to see you over there, and as always, we've got the best community. Don't care what anybody says, we've got the best community on Patreon. The people over there are just fantastic, really helpful, supportive, all making friends. It's a really wonderful place to be. I'm sure you'll like it over there. So for just $4 a month, and you're not committed to anything either, you can pull out at any time you like. I think it's an absolute bargain for the amount of content and the quality of content that you get. Okay, so that's the shameless plug out of the way. And as always, I'll leave links in the description below and on the end screen cards as well to Patreon. And I'll let you watch the rest of the drawing in peace now. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and all the rest of it, whatever you do, all that good stuff. Really do appreciate it. So thanks very much. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.